which is foreshadowing to the police state that we're currently in, which monopoly was invented.
But there is
100 years ago.
Some people do add socialistic rules to it, right? Like free parking. I always played where you ended up with a pool of money.
Wait.
Somehow.
I back up on that. You're assuming that free parking is socialism?
You're not. First of all, you're not listening to me at all.
Okay.
Right.
There's free parking socialism. That's what I heard.
So we always ended up with like a pool of money in the middle, and I don't really remember how to play Monopoly, to be honest. And so if you landed on free parking, you got the money.
You got whatever the pool
in the
was.
middle.
Yeah.
Right. That's
those
kind of
were
like
fines.
socialism.
I think you paid and stuff.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah. Like if you got like the community chest or the other one.
So I was going to say, I jumped to conclusion. I'm sorry, but when you said free parking is socialism, I thought no, because what if I'm a business owner and I pay
who?
The city.
That's socialism.
The right.
That's socialism.
To
have
you
have to pay the city. That's
there.
Socialism.
I suppose.
What you mean is if you're a property owner and you own a parking lot and you allow people to park there for free, like Meijer, for example. Meijer owns parking lots and they turn them into parking rides.
Well, actually, you'd be surprised at that.
At what?
At who owns the parking lot.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised. I own them.
Let me tell you something about malls and places like that.
Oh, malls. It's very similar to Meijer.
But Meijer's.
Tell me. Tell me.
So
about
what
it.
You can have, not always the case, because I have to collect samples sometimes through parking lots, and so you go
samples of what?
For soil and water and stuff, for environmental stuff, right?
Okay.
And so you go, well, I'm going to go to Meijer's. They own the parking lot. And they go, oh, no, we don't own we lease the parking lot. The person that owns that is this company. And so you have another person that owns the parking lot and all of the lights and the structures.
Sure.
Then you can have another person that owns the roof of the building and not the building itself. So,
yeah. Okay. Sure.
There could be lots of different owners involved.
I said Meijer. Okay, it could be LLJ Holdings Incorporated that owns it.
Right.
But I'm saying it's a privately owned parking lot.
But not necessarily Meijer's.
And they allow people to park there. That's what I'm saying.
They allow some people to park
now,
there.
what I'm wondering, so a lot of the Meijer is a regional
they don't usually
Walmart,
allow overnight parking
they do,
or semi-parking stuff. Some do,
most,
some don't.
They do. In fact, in a lot of them,
Uh-huh.
and this is where I'm wondering if they do have some agreement with the state, they have, it's like a park and ride, which is like an official parking lot on the side of a highway, like off an exit.
Yeah,
where you can park
that's
for carpooling.
That's a state
or you can park.
property, yeah.
Meijer, in a lot of places where there's a Meijer right off the expressway, they are the park and ride. And you'll see a sign like on I-75 that says park and ride courtesy of Meijer. And it's actually the Meijer parking lot.
Right, Walmart.
And I'm wondering if they get some sort of kickback
they
or
may
subsidy
not,
or
it just might be PR. Walmart, I heard, allows truckers to park on the far end of their lots and sleep overnight and stuff like that.
Yeah. Walmart's evil, though.
But
I mean, they only employ like millions of people, like super evil. That they give all those jobs.
Speaking of semis and parking, there was an instance in a municipality that I'm aware of where somebody is parking their semi like in a subdivision.
Uh-oh.
And people complained and went to the local authorities, and the local authorities said, well, it's a public road, and state says people can park there. And it's a road that doesn't have any houses on it much. It's not developed yet, so it doesn't get a lot of traffic.
So it's a block and a half
away
from the
gripe
about?
Who knows?
Okay.
Instead of actually putting a note on the truckers saying, hey, what's going on, Truckers not blocking the road. They
right.
Get by there, but aesthetically, they don't like this semi there.
Oh, and maybe it's loud if it comes.
Maybe. Parks, he doesn't sleep there. He just parks it and he goes. So I don't know if he lives in the subdivision or nearby. So the first thing, gets to the police department. They go, well, not much we can do about it. Goes before the police and fire board, and all of a sudden everybody wants to have a damn ordinance. Oh, we're going to have an ordinance, no semi-parking on any other streets, and we're going to do this and this and this. And
why?
Right. And so somebody I know stood up and said, listen, is this an issue? Well, the fire chief wanted an ordinance right away because, it could block our fire trucks from getting there. I said, how often has that happened? Never.
Yeah.
But it could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Monkeys could fly on my butt. I said, besides, do you buy the semi? Well, I think our trucks could. So have you gone out there and measured it and taken an estimate of how wide semis are and get by and stuff? So don't we have laws already about impeding traffic and stuff if it were blocking the road and you couldn't get through and all that stuff? What is that?
It's our pretty note to say it's break time.
Oh. All right.
So
it's Steve telling
what happened? Did the committee pass an ordinance?
Oh, it was incorrectly termed to be tabled until we got more information.
Who's we?
They wanted to have the police chief check into it.
Never mind.
It went to the township lawyer. Everybody's involved, but the state.
I'm saying you messed up. So, adoddshow.com. Do a question, though. Really, I'm excited. I'm going to get this one.
You will.
Earlier, you had a very hard one on the prep sheet. It said, who was the first president? And I got the answer.
Yeah.
John Adams.
No. You were so close. So close. All right. This is an easy one. Who was the only president to appoint his brother to a cabinet post?
Oh, that one's super easy.
Really easy.
Super easy.
Only president to appoint his brother to a cabinet post.
Super easy. John Adams.
It was the first president.
Okay, that's right. We'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call Invent Help today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put Invent Help in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-4716. That's 1-800-353-4716. Again, 1-800-353-4716.
To the At Odd Show with Nate and Brian. Those guys soothe my soul.
I'm Nate, that's Brian. So,
we really do.
Who was the first president who ever appointed his brother to a cabinet position?
Do we have anybody that is
let me check,
gives a crap?
Let me check the guest board. Bush?
No. Okay. I don't know what Bush's brother was.
We have a lot of people that are writing in saying that all those pretty noises before the break, they were looking at their phones because they thought they were getting notifications.
Excellent.
So that's funny.
That's funny. Whose phone is that? I don't know. That's my one. I don't know.
Yeah. Bush. Also, they're offended that you said this was an easy question because not everyone's a history buff, and so you need to be a little more sensitive.
Oh, everybody that doesn't know the answer to this is a moron.
I don't know the answer. Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Bush?
It's not Bush.
Bush has a lot of brothers, too.
He does, but I don't think he appointed any to any kind of cabinet.
Does he have two? One brother? I don't know.
He's got 16 brothers and 14 half-brothers.
That's right.
By previous marriages and certain illicit affairs.
No, but I don't know. Was it John Adams?
It was John F. Kennedy who appointed Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
Bobby Kennedy to Attorney General.
Yeah, so that's, if you would have thought about it, that was actually an easy one.
Pretty
I
easy.
didn't think about it, so I didn't.
I know, you don't think about anything.
No, look how it's working out.
I also have this day in history, if you want to do it really quick. I can try to do it really quick. I can't really do it really quick.
Do it.
All right, this day in history, sadly, the body of aviator hero Charles Lindbergh's baby was found in 1932, more than 2 months after he was kidnapped from his family home. The husband and wife, Charles Lindbergh, who was the man that flew across the Atlantic Ocean, discovered a ransom note in their child's empty room. The kidnapper had used a ladder to climb up to the second-floor window, left muddy footprints in the room. The ransom note demanded $50,000 in barely literate English. That's an important clue. $50,000 then is worth $810,000 today. For 3 days, investigators found nothing, and then they got another letter saying, "Oh, I made a mistake. I want $70,000, which is over $1 million." But it wasn't until a month or so later that the kidnappers gave instructions for dropping off the money, which they did. When the money was finally delivered, the kidnapper indicated that the baby was on board a boat called the Nellie off the coast of Massachusetts. You can't get more precise than that. It's like Massachusetts is a really small state, and it's just right off the coast. However, after an exhausted search, they couldn't find the boat or the child. So it was May 12th. They renewed the search around the Lindbergh mansion, where they turned up the baby's body. Seems the baby was killed that night and found less than a mile from the home. The Lindberghs were so distraught, they ended up selling the mansion and donating all the money to charity and moved away. It was almost 2 years. Nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, one of the marked bills from the ransom turns up at a gas station. Gas station attendant writes down the license plate number. Finds out it belonged to a German immigrant. You can't trust those immigrants, right?
Not the German ones.
Especially not the German ones, right? Trump? I think he's German. Anyways.
What?
I think he's German.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Trump.
He's not German.
He's not?
No.
Why isn't he?
He was born in America?
He has German roots.
Everyone has German roots.
Well, that's true. They did get around. And so anyways, it was Bruno Hauptmann.